game, which is coming up later this afternoon. Our keys to the game, as always, brought to you by Riverwind Casino, home to a luxury hotel, fine dining, and never-ending rewards. Riverwind Casino is still the one. Here we go. Kiki Malloy leads things off for Tennessee. The right-handed hitting player of the year candidate waits. Jordy Ball stares in, brings it home, first pitch strike. And we are underway at 2:13 p.m. on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in the big little city.
I like that.
Eddie Radosevich. Here's the no ball, one strike pitch to Malloy. Swings and fouls it back. That'll take a ride up the netting and quickly an 0-2 count on Malloy, the leadoff hitter. Thank you for joining us for the Sooner Softball pregame show, which as always is presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. And just following up, we welcome those of you who have listened to Toby Rowland call that big win for the Sooners over Army 10-1.
That's big time. Love it.
That is big time. West Point goes 2 out in Charlottesville. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball stares in. She is ready. Rocks and fires with the 0-2. Hard hit ball down the left field line. It'll get into the corner. Malloy off to second. She'll stay there with a leadoff double. They threw behind her and nearly got her at second base. Jordy missed a spot on an 0-2 pitch, and Malloy made her pay.
Jordy came out. Those first 2 pitches were absolute gas. And then with the off-speed 0-2, she's got to get that in a spot. She caught Malloy out front a little bit, but that pitch was supposed to probably be in the dirt, especially 0-2, so need to keep better deception with that changeup. Make sure 0-2, you cannot give something too good. We've seen the Sooner hitters take advantage of 0-2 pitches. Tennessee's going to do the same thing, so got to have pitchers pitches 0-2. Here's
Zeta Pooney. First pitch to Pooney. Fouled off towards the right side and well out of play. Zeta played with the Sooners in 2021. After that, decided to transfer to Tennessee, and since the move, she's been their everyday third baseman from day one. 371 average for Pooney, and she swings and pops one left side. Does Brito have room? No. That'll get about 8 to 10 rows up. Very defensive stance in the stands so far. We need to see a little bit more activity over there. Pooney hit .357 in her one season with Oklahoma. 5 for 14 with 6 runs scored, and had 1 home run that came against Sam Houston on March 7th of 21. The 0-2 is up high. There's a better 0-2 pitch.
You took the words out of my mouth. I wanted to see an 0-2 pitch out of the zone, which was where that pitch to Malloy was supposed to be. So I like the adjustment. Jordy's going to have to really, when she's in pitcher's counts, I love the fact that she's 2 hitters in and has gotten to an 0-2 count quickly on both hitters. But when she's in those pitcher's counts, she has got to throw quality movement that is getting these hitters to chase.
1-2. Cold strike 3. Got her on the breaking ball.
I love that pitch. A little off the plate, but if that's going to be a strike, throw it there all day, Jordy Ball. Love the curveball, and what a location. And it was a 2-strike curveball in the river. If you're going to get that call, take advantage of it.
That is just the 17th strikeout of Pooney this season. Here's the first pitch to the first baseman, McKenna Gibson. Popped up right side. Is there room for Sid? No, there isn't. That ball hit short. The Sooner faithful DJ standing.
Yes.
All the parents right behind the dugout. Oh, I see if your son's down there again. No backflips, though, right?
No backflips. Backflips have been outlawed in the Sanchez house on concrete, but he's in good company right next to Poppy, so it's good.
No balls and a strike. Runner at second. 1 out. That runner at second. A leadoff double from Malloy. There's a beautiful pitch right on the inside corner. Strike 2.
Jordy's throwing gas. I mean, just explosive pitches. Another 0-2 count.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Gibson. Swing and a miss. Oh, my goodness. She threw the gas right by her.
The rise ball through the zone. And not only is Jordy Ball throwing hard, but talk about explosive movement. Absolutely explosive. That rise ball came directly through the zone, started as a strike, and exploded.
Riley West has been one of the stars for Tennessee this postseason. First pitch, tried to check her swing. Did she? Yes. On a pitch that was a little bit up, ball 1.
Kinsey Hansen, it took her about half of a second to say, check it. I love it.
I think Kinsey tried to check it herself.
Yep.
I think she tried to point down.
Even better.
2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a home run, 3 runs batted in game 1 against Alabama. Tennessee won that 10-5. The 1-0 is grounded to third. Brito backs up on it, throws to first. Inning over. Inning over. Jordy Ball works around a leadoff double by Kiki Malloy. Coleman waits to dig in against the freshman Carlin Pickens. Unique decision. Let's see how it works out. First pitch to Jada is a strike. One thing that you'll notice that is pretty unique about Tennessee already is their starting catcher, Julia Katsoanopoulos, is left-handed. Don't see that very often. McKenna Gibson over at first is in tight, and Jada's already playing the game. She stepped out of the box and got time. Pooney in tight at third. Here comes the 1-0. Jada takes strike 1 on the outer edge.
There's so few left-handed catchers. I mean, it plays less of a deal in softball, I would say, than baseball, but still not very many of them floating around.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch to Coleman. Checked her swing on a pitch that looked a little bit low. Katsoanopoulos tried to get it appealed down to third base, where Megan Rabin is today as the umpire, to no avail. Chris Drum at second. Tracy Laycock at first, and our home plate umpire is Mike Burwell. 2 balls and a strike to the Big 12 Player of the Year. The pitch, line foul, and that took a thud right in front of the Oklahoma dugout.
And I will say, I feel like one of the conversations that was probably had before this inning started is to pay attention to the strikeout call with 2 strikes to Zeta Pooney. That curveball was a beautiful pitch, but it was off the plate.
So 2 misses, low ball 3.
So knowing the zone, as of right now, has been established that pitch a little bit off the plate is going to be a strike. So you're going to have to find a way to foul it off or get rid of it.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Coleman waits. The pitch, swing and a miss. What a spot. Gets Coleman, and there's one away for Tiare Jennings. Jada, it's interesting because you said that. She was protecting that outer edge on probably a pitch she wouldn't swing at usually.
So it's something the Sooners, as this game progresses, if that continues to stay a strike, and that's a pretty good drop ball right there, excuse me, and just got her down.
First pitch strike to Tiare Jennings, who is coming off a rather frustrating Thursday, where she went 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. That rhythmic drumming is the Sooner dugout, usually led by Nicole May. The 0-1 is grounded back up the middle. Diving play by Donahue. She throws from her knees, but way late. Donahue saved it from getting to the outfield, but Tiare Jennings has her first hit of the Women's College World Series. And there's a runner aboard with an infield single for Haley Lee.
Good to see Jennings find a way on base. An infield hit, she got jammed a little bit, but especially to follow up the strikeout to Jada Coleman. Hopefully that's what Tiare needed to get rolling here at this World Series.
Haley Lee also coming off an 0 for 3 game on Thursday. Scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Almost hit by that pitch. Low and in, ball 1. Now they're going to check to see if she swings. Oh, they're going to say she swung. She moved out of the way, and I guess when she did, it didn't look like like she swung. Lee is not protesting too terribly much as she digs back in. Here comes the 0-1, swing and a miss. She was way out in front of that, no doubt about that swing. No balls and 2 strikes, 59 miles an hour on that off speed.
That pitch right there, I feel like, is why Pickens got the nod today. One thing that the Sooners at times have struggled with has been the off speed. And Pickens just pulled a really nice one out.
0-2 is bounced foul down the third base line by Lee. Haley in the postseason, through 6 postseason games, I should say more specifically NCAA tournament games, is hitting .471, and she was the best player in the Big 12 tournament on this field by far. The 0-2 is way up, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jennings at first, aboard after an infield single. Jada Coleman leads the game off with a strikeout for the Sooners. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Lee. Little check swing blooper, falling fast to center field. Malloy races in, makes the catch. Jennings has to sprint back to first. That was a check swing blooper that looked like it was potentially falling in front of Malloy, but she's too fast and too good. And there's quickly 2 outs.
Yeah, Pickens so far in this game, and even Jennings' infield single was a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Haley Lee check swung because she got jammed. So I think if anything right now, the Sooners are going to see a lot of pitches inside and a lot of off speed. There's another inside pitch.
Missed low a little bit. Ball 1 to Sid Sanders. Might have been a little bit too far in. Sooners as a team in this NCAA tournament are hitting .402 with 2 outs. 4 of their 6 hits against Stanford came with 2 outs. Sanders takes ball 2.
It's really good discipline. It's a drop ball on the inner half. Tough pitch to lay off of. And Sydney Sanders has just grown so much at the plate with her discipline. I mean, I feel like she has one of the best eyes, and just the amount of walks she's drawn has been huge.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to the backstop. Off to second goes Jennings. That ball rocketed back to Katsoyanopoulos. So she threw down, but it was well late to get Jennings. And that was as wild of a wild pitch as you can throw. And immediately the Tennessee catcher goes out to make sure that Pickens is good. And 2 out, Sooners get a runner in scoring position.
It was an off speed that got stuck in her hand. And it happened. You hope it doesn't happen on this stage. But you could just see her trying to throw the off speed pitch and float it. Got stuck in her palm.
It's a 3-0 count here to Sanders. Pitch is headed home, and it's ball 4, not even close, and it got away from Katsoyanopoulos, and Jennings is off to third. Another wild pitch, and the Sooners have runners at first and third with 2 outs for Alyssa Brito.
I love that at bat by Sydney Sanders. She's done it all postseason. Just taking pitches, and what an at bat. Love it.
Here's Brito. Brito's postseason numbers equally as impressive. .474 average with 4 home runs in the postseason alone. First pitch, low, ball 1. Kinsey Hansen waits on deck.
Pickens is trying to get her to chase the off speed, and they're not doing it. And it's not close right now. She's threw one good one at the beginning of this inning, but it hasn't been close ever since.
Maybe, too, it can lead to Pickens making a mistake here. Brito had called for and was granted time, and Pickens never looked up and threw the pitch. Brito was out of the batter's box, and Pickens never stopped. The second base umpire is talking to Rodriguez here. I don't know what that could be about, but everyone is good to go. First and third for the Sooners, 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 to Brito. Ooh, she had a cut and lined one right into the Tennessee dugout. On base basically the line here today, a day off tomorrow. And you put yourself in a position where someone has to beat you twice. Here's the 1-1 to Brito. Ground ball foul just in front of Patty Gasso down that third base line.
Playing for the safety net, as Coach Gasso would say.
They had that clocked at 74?
No way. No way.
Okay. I just happened to look up. Our monitor here in the studio is slightly delayed, and they had that at 74.
Now, Kennedy from Stanford, I believe
Maybe.
it. But Pickens is not pumping the gun at 74.
1-2. Another foul ball to the right side. They are working to try to work that inside corner on the Sooners.
You can see the pitch sequence. Speed them up, slow them down. And Pickens has a good changeup. We've seen her use it. It's been a little wild as this inning has gone on, and she's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning, but I would expect to see something off speed here.
First and third, 2 outs, the 1-2. It is an off speed that misses low. Sanders is off to second. Katsoyanopoulos, the Tennessee catcher, will just let her have it. And it's a stolen base.
Part of the reason Sanders had gotten a steal sign on that pitch is because Coach Gasso was also expecting an off speed. No question.
Chalk up for Sid Sanders. No, her first stolen base of the season. Second and third, 2 outs, the 2-2. Grounded foul again down the third base line. Tiare Jennings walks down that third base line, clapping, shouting words of encouragement towards the Sooner third baseman. Brito was 1 for 3 here on Thursday against Kennedy, but maybe had the hardest hit ball of the day on an incredible play in left field. By Elliott. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Brito. Line drive left field. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's just foul. Just foul. This place was ready to explode on a shot that would have easily scored 2. Instead, we'll circle back around and do it again.
Brito's having an at-bat. Seeing a lot of pitches, fouling a lot of pitches off. We saw just a couple days ago how important those long at-bats and seeing a lot of pitches is. Brito doing a great job here against Pickens, making her throw everything she's got.
The 2-2, off speed, little bit up, full count. Tennessee fans thought it was strike 3, and Karen Weekly did too. In fact, she's coming out of the dugout to give our home plate umpire, Mike Burwell, a piece of her mind. So are the Tennessee fans. The count is full. Good.
Brito may have gotten away with one. I think home plate umpire Mike Burwell read it high because it was off speed.
3-2 is in the dirt, no doubt about that. Ball 4, bases loaded, and Brito's all kinds of fired up again, walking down the first baseline, and Karen Weekly has the lineup card out. I don't know if this is about a change or if this is about letting Mike Burwell know she's not happy with that strike zone. She's going to take her time to walk to the circle, and she's letting Burwell have it.
I get it. I understand it. And Coach Karen Weekly is one of the best. She's been at this for a long time. I get it. Going to bat for your pitcher, because that was a pretty good pitch that Pickens threw to Alyssa Brito. Call it however you want. In that case, it was even better discipline by by Brito.
You know, what part of that might have been, there was no doubt about ball 4. It was in the dirt. But I think just in watching this replay, Katsoyanopoulos was a little bit too. She tried to jerk it down too far. I'm not by no means playing X and O expert guy, but she was a little bit too jerky with the movement. So I'll make a defense for it. I would have wanted that to be a strike for the Sooners.
Well, coupled with this too, we talk about this a lot, Plank. If you want the borderline call, you've got to throw strikes. She had just walked. Sydney Sanders has thrown 2 wild pitches in the inning. That doesn't happen, you probably get that call.
Meeting is over. Great point. Here's Kinsey Hansen. Kinsey Hansen, the hero against Clemson, is having the best postseason hitting-wise of any of the Sooner starters. First pitch to K9 is grounded. No, actually tipped right into the mid. Foul tip. Strike 1. It looked like off the bat. That might have popped down, but Katsoyanopoulos snagged it. Strike one. 9 of 18 with 7 runs scored, 2 home runs, and 9 runs batted in. This is who you want at the plate in this situation. The 0-1. Bounce towards second. Charging, making the play. Throwing to first is Rodriguez. And the Sooners will strand the bases loaded in the first on a ground out by Hansen. 7 postseason games. The Sooners have now stranded 27 runners. They left 6 on base Thursday against Stanford. That was their highest number for a single game so far in the NCAA tournament. And in the bottom of the first inning, they stranded the bases loaded as we head to the second in a scoreless game. With DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Ray Clapmeyer and Morgan Woods are producers, and this is the first time Mackenzie Donahue has squared off against her former team as Lou digs in against Jordy Ball. Here's the first pitch from Jordy to Donahue, and she swings and fouls it straight back. Had a good cut.
Good cut. You know there's a lot of adrenaline flowing from Mackenzie Donahue today. And I think we saw a lot of it in that hack. But I'm going to say it again. Jordy Ball, this is her 5th batter to face. She's been ahead at least 0-1 every single hitter. Love it.
Michelle Smith caught that ball.
Of course she did.
In the TV booth. And then because Jordy wanted it, they rolled it back down.
She caught it, and I guarantee she did not mess up her hair at all.
Nothing. That was the roar you heard. Here's the 0-1 to the former Sooner. Swinging another good cut. Fouled it straight back. 2 players that squared off a few times in practice last year, Jordy's freshman year. Put me in the group that's happy to see Lou having all the success. Sooners probably don't find themselves in a spot to win the 2021 Women's College World Series without Mackenzie Donahue. She has been a solid player for Tennessee. 0-2 pitch, low and in, ball 1.
It's a good location. Screwball right at the knee. It's a good spot. Sets up a lot of different things here for Jordy Ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball stares in against the Mustang Oklahoma product, who's hitting .273 on the season. The pitch is popped up behind home plate. No room for Donahue. Or pardon me, for Hansen.
Jordy's really utilizing the rise ball and staying in on the hands of these Tennessee hitters so far.
Tennessee fans chanting, "Let's go, Lou." A bit of a struggle for Mackenzie Donahue in the latter part of the season for the Volunteers, but she always seems to step up on the biggest stage. Behind on the count here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jordy rocks, fires, got her to Papa. Left side, Brito is under it, and there is 1 away.
Another rise ball in on the hands. Never even gave her the opportunity to get extended.
In the postseason now, Lou is just 2 for 16. Here's Brockenbrough, Jamison Brockenbrough. Hitting .269 on the season is Brockenbrough. This is that area in the Tennessee lineup where you can make some hay as it's fouled off. The Sooners have only 1 player in their starting lineup hitting below 300. Only 1. Tennessee's 4 through 9 spots are all hitting below 300. And it's decisively one-sided, starting with Brockenbrough for the 6, 7, and 8, 9 spots in this lineup as the 0-1 misses low. Though, Jamison Brockenbrough did hit a home run here against Alabama on Thursday.
In the bottom half of this lineup, as far as average, they're not too hot, but they've got a little bit of pop. Find a way to get some things done.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to the left-handed hitter Brockenbrough. Hits it hard, but on a hop back to Jordy, who throws to first and gets the out, 2 away.
And just made it look easy. The ball wasn't hit that hard, but coming off of a pitch and being that quick and athletic to field your position, it's a good job.
Now hitting second baseman number 34, Destiny Rodriguez.
Destiny Rodriguez, the freshman out of Live Oak, Texas, had 2 hits and scored a run in the Women's College World Series opener against Alabama. Open stance, deep in the box. Just a .269 average on the season. First pitch swinging, looped into shallow left field. Grace Lyons has a beat on it, makes the catch on the outfield grass and ends a fast top half of the second inning. 3 up and 3 down. After the leadoff double by Kiki Malloy, Jordy Ball has retired 6 straight. No runs, no hits, no errors, and obviously nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Oklahoma and Tennessee are scoreless of the second inning. Hey, in the third inning, let us know where you're listening from at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. We'll get to as many as we can. We appreciate you spending Saturday afternoon with us. Oklahoma, Tennessee scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. Grace Lyons leads things off, and the first pitch from Pickens is low for a ball. Man, Mark Montgomery checked in already from the Texas Music Revolution in McKinney, Texas.
Nice.
That's got to be tough to be listening to this broadcast while you're at a concert, if that's what the Texas Music Revolution is. Here's the 1-ball, no-strike pitch to the Sooner captain. A little bit low and into him. David Bassity, who was one of the greatest media relations directors in the history of University of Oklahoma softball, is riding 126 miles on his bike today and is tuned in to DJ and I. What's up, David? 2-0 pitch is popped foul down the right side. And we always appreciate those who are first in, like Teresa Lakin in Del City, Judy Brown in Maui today. Teresa's in Austin, Mark Worley at Chagrin Falls, Traylon DeCurr, Wheelchair Mama. Becky is in Oak Grove, Oklahoma. Let us know. We'll hit them all coming up in the third inning. There's a hard hit ball foul towards the camera well, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch to Grace Lyons. Is there anything you're seeing in Grace, DJ, that kind of stands out with how she's approaching things in the box?
I think one thing that we've seen throughout the entire postseason, we've seen Grace get fooled a little bit on some pitches, and I think for her, especially the longer it goes, you start to get even more anxious in the box.
2-2 is low and in, ball 3.
But one thing I'm really watching Grace do, and we saw her do it against Stanford as well, she's really getting that front foot down in enough time that she can read the pitch and read the break as opposed to swinging out of the hand. I think we've seen her do that a little bit in the postseason.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, fouled straight back.
That was a good hack. And one thing, too, and I hope this doesn't get lost in the fact that we've talked a little bit about Grace maybe not doing some things at the plate that we've seen her do. She's also had some tough breaks because she's hit some things hard right at people, and people have made some good plays on her. But I think she looks good in the box. I'm just waiting.
When that hit comes,
yes,
it's going to be an avalanche. There's ball 4. Maybe that's a good way to start it. By the way, I did hear as Grace Lyons leads off with a walk from my analyst in 2016, because you weren't able to do the 2016 World Series.
I was in Nebraska.
That's right. Jessica Cootie, Sooner legend, has checked in. She is in town, so
yes.
Welcome home, Jess, up in Nebraska. Chief George Tiger has let us know he's tuned in from Bristow. And I loved hearing earlier in the day from my man Emil Shadid. His family's watching from the beach. First pitch in for a strike to Alina Torres, who has been really good in this postseason for the Sooners, hitting .429 with 444, excuse me. I sold her short. 2 runs scored. Asks for time, doesn't get it. She'll stay in the box behind 0-1. The pitch, checked her swing on a ball low. Nope, yeah. She didn't. They check with the first base umpire, and they say strike 2.
I'd be really surprised if that wasn't called a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes. Torres' season average is at .339. really good spot for her. But behind 0-2, swing and a miss.
Not a very competitive at-bat there by Helena Torres. Pickens getting her inside with the drop ball. Something these OU hitters have done, and this is part of the reason they're drawing walks, is they're laying off the off-speed from Pickens and making her come into the zone. Torres chased the off-speed and set up another pitch for Pickens.
Well, here is the spark plug, the igniter. Riley Boone, our Love's Travel Stops player to watch today in that 9-hole. The first pitch is a strike. Boone in the postseason riding a 5-game hitting streak right now. 6 for 15, so that's a 400 average, has scored 4 runs. Also a stolen base. She digs in with Lyons at first. Infield in tight. The 0-1 pitch. She tried to slap at it and missed it on a screwball. Strike 2.
I like what Riley Boone's trying to do, but knowing how much Pickens has used the screwball, if she is going to run the box, she has got to make sure she doesn't peel too early. Otherwise, she's going to be caught waving at that screwer drop outside.
0-2, check swing on a ball low. Those check swings have been dicey so far, though, so you just never know. They did not appeal it.
And I don't like seeing how many check swings we've had, because it makes you feel that they're not letting the ball travel. When you see all those check swings, they almost feel defensive.
The 1-2, swing and a miss. She threw it right by her. 2 quick strikeouts after the walk to Grace Lyons. And Jada Coleman in a scoreless game will stride to the plate after striking out in the first inning. Each team has a hit.
Fielder number 24, Jada Coleman.
And they will stick with Pickens here against Coleman. Second time Jada's seen her. Theorized with the Tennessee play-by-play guy that maybe we could see a few different pitchers today, but scoreless game, why not stay? First pitch to Jada is low and away, ball 1. Lyons is at first after a leadoff walk. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Winner today moves on to Monday at 11 a.m. against what would be the laundry list of, well, let's not even start. We're going to have a trip to the Circle. We'll worry about that as it gets later in the game. Tennessee has a very, it's a new look coaching staff. Ralph Weekley retired a couple of years ago. So Karen Weekley went out and hired Chris Malvo, who is one of the best known hitting coaches in college softball. He and his wife, Kate. Kate is the volunteer assistant. But, they're a very, very good pair of coaches.
Absolutely. I've known Malvo a long time, all the way back even before he was the associate at ULL. I mean, he's been at this for a very long time, and one thing I've always been impressed with Chris Malvo is the fact that he has always adapted to different offenses and not tried to change things too much. He's just a very, very good hitting coach and just coach all the way around.
Also, Megan Rhodes-Smith, the pitching coach. Here's the 1-0 as that meeting wrapped up, and it misses low and away 2-0. Megan Rhodes was a standout pitcher for the Tennessee Volunteers from 2005 to 2008. Now Megan Rhodes-Smith, she takes care of the pitching staff for Karen Weekley and this young staff. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Coleman. That's in for a strike, 2-1.
I'll say this. I wasn't so sure when this game started with Pickens and what this was going to look like. She's got good stuff. I think one thing she's struggling with right now that has been a big pitch for her all season is the changeup and the off-speed. It hasn't been effective, which is a good thing for us. But
2-1 is grounded back off the glove to the shortstop, Donahue. She won't have a play. It hit the glove of Pickens and rocketed to Donahue, but everybody's safe. First and second for T.R.A. Jennings.
What I think I love about that even more is we just saw Jordy Ball make that exact same play at the top half of this inning. Exact same play. And Jordy Ball made it look athletic.
T.R.A. Jennings has one of the 2 Sooner hits, a first inning infield single. First and second, 2 outs. Scoreless game. The pitch to T.R.A. is in for a strike. saw her dad, Nacio, before the game. Jennings family celebrated their daughter's graduation from high school last year. Now they are here in full force to celebrate and obviously motivate Tiare. The 0-1 pitch lifted deep to left center field. Get out of here, Bull! It's a 3-run bomb from Tiare Jennings, and Oklahoma strikes first. Jennings points to the crowd. A no-doubter over the wall in left center field, and it's 3-0 Sooners. Tiare sent that one for a ride.
What I love about it is it was an off-speed pitch. Pickens has been trying to get that pitch going all game, and it has not been effective, and Tiare Jennings was absolutely on time. How clutch.
And just like that, Karen Weekly is out, and we will see a pitching change. This pitching change is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Jennings knew it off the bat. TV cameras catch her letting out a yell as soon as she stroked it over the left center field wall, and a big leap and fist pump from Jennings, and Oklahoma strikes first. How about that?
That was just flat out BP. Jennings was not even remotely fooled by that pitch.
So a pitching change.
To see games to know if that is something she does all the time, but that if that tells you anything, it lets you know that she might be out there trying to keep Orsini calmed down or seeing what it looks like. Best part about all this, the Sooners just did all this again with 2 outs.
Here's Haley Lee. First pitch to Lee from Orsini is grounded down the third baseline, backhanded by Pooney. A beautiful play and an even better throw to get Haley Lee. Zeta Pooney made a slick play over at third to end the second. But for the Sooners, they strike first. A 3-run home run from Tiare Jennings. And as we head to the third inning, it's 3-0 Oklahoma. Today's game broadcast is brought to you by the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. This is Sooners.
I love it. Black Widows have been around a long time.
Yeah, they're playing here in Oklahoma, so I get to watch my niece play, and it's the only thing more enjoyable for me than the Women's College World Series, as OU leads at 3-0, and the first pitch is a little bit low and in for ball 1 to Julia Katsoyanopoulos. You want me to do the Harry Carey?
Yes, please.
Katsoyanopoulos.
Sounds exactly like it's spelled, ish, right?
Katsoyanopoulos. Catcher hitting 236. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. 1-1. 236 average. 3 home runs. You know, the next thing that Harry would try to do is how you would say it backwards.
I was going to say, I think the next thing Harry might do
He
is
might have had a cold Budweiser.
pop a couple beers.
Yeah, exactly. You might be right. Here's the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch to the Tennessee catcher. Pop foul behind home plate. Solap Onaya Satuk.
I like it.
Close
That works. Close enough.
3-0 Sooners, top of the third. 8-9-1 hitters. Jordy Ball has only allowed 1 hit so far. That was a leadoff double by Kiki Malloy, who was due up third, obviously, in this inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Jordy. Oh, it hit her in the helmet, and her helmet popped off.
Thank God it got the bill of the helmet, because that could have been scary.
Katsoyanopoulos picks up her bat. Wait, did that hit the bat?
No, that's a hit by pitch.
She's grabbed her bat. I hope she knows.
Oh, no, it did.
It hit her bat and ricocheted up and knocked her helmet off. In real time, that looked like it hit her right in the helmet, but it actually just caught that little button of her bat and shot up, and Katsoyanopoulos, checked out by the athletic trainers, is going to stay in this game. That is wild.
I'm so I'm so glad she's okay. And man,
that barely got her bat too. Oh my goodness. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Jordy Ball. In the dirt, 2-2. That was scary.
At risk of sounding like a terrible person, and I'm glad she's okay, I love that pitch.
I do. Jordy's done such a good job of staying in on this Tennessee lineup's hands so far in this game. They want to get extended. They want to show off the power because they don't necessarily hit for average, especially in the bottom part of the lineup. So she's done such a great job of staying in on the hands.
2-2 is low and in, ball 3. Jordy's going to take a little walk to the back of the circle here. Getting words of encouragement barked at her from Grace Lyons. Big difference in this game. Big shot from Tiare Jennings, the 3-run bomb. Made it 3-0. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Ball. A foul behind home plate, and that'll hit the netting and roll up.
You know Jordy's going to hammer the zone here because if anything, coming off of a 3-run inning, you want to keep that momentum, but you've got to make sure you're not giving free passes to the bottom half of this lineup in the 8-9, especially coming off of a crooked number inning.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Jordy waits. Now she rocks. Fires. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by her. 1 away. Stephanie is checked in from Antlers, Oklahoma. Randy Davis is in Dixon, California today. C. Mills is tuning with us as Brad is checking in from Hong Kong, where it's now 4 a.m. in the morning. Linda's cheering on from Joplin. Jana Foster is listening in as well. Billy Poplin out in Edmond. There's 1 away, and here's Katie Taylor. First pitch, a little low, ball 1. Jeannie Matt and Oliver Murphy have checked in from South Carolina. 3 strikeouts, by the way, already for Jordy Ball. Katie Taylor, 257 average this season, 16 runs batted in, 3 home runs, and she lines one down the right field line foul.
Just watching Jordy so far in this game, and she's getting ready to have gone through this lineup once. She's used the rise ball. She's used the screwball. All of it to these right-handed hitters have been jammed on the hands. Even that foul ball to the right side of the field, it was in on her hands.
1 ball, 1 strike to Taylor. The pitch way up high to him.
Cares for the players on the field, and she wants the best out of us every single day.
DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Oklahoma has taken a 3-0 lead in the top of the 3rd inning. The 2-1 pitch from Ball. Tried to check her swing. Ball 3. She was successful at it. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Like to see Jordy stay in those pitchers' counts. She's done it up to this point of getting ahead quickly. When she gets behind 3-1, she's got to start closing the zone up a little bit.
Strike 2. Heard the bark from our home plate umpire. That's Mike Burwell, who caught the ire Karen Weekly earlier in this game in the 1st inning when the Sooners stranded the bases loaded. Full count here. Jordy rocks, fires, bounced towards short softly, charged by Lyons, throws, bang, bang, play, and she got her. 2 away.
Love seeing Jordy work that count back. And Grace Lyons doing what she does every single day. Just making it look easy and smooth. And, I mean, Katsoyanopoulos got down the line pretty well and made it a lot closer. But Grace Lyons making it look easy.
Kiki Malloy has the only Tennessee hit, a leadoff double on an 0-2 pitch, nonetheless. Here's the first pitch from Ball. Ooh, just missed a little bit in. Ball 1.
It's a good spot. watching it again on the replay, that screwball, it's a pretty good location.
Malloy has all the amazing numbers that you expect in a player of the year candidate like she is. 1-0. Got that button of the handle of the bat again. Foul ball, strike one.
I love it.
I think I've seen that more in this postseason than we saw in the last 2 years combined. Malloy is number 1 in the country in home runs, second in slugging percentage. Her 39 stolen bases has her just outside of the top 10. She was the SEC Player of the Year. Here's the 1-1 from Ball. Little bit low, 2-1.
Still on the inner part of the plate. And I think we're seeing so much of that, of kind of those check swings or foul balls off the knob of the bat, because the game plan, and you can see it unfolding, do not let them get extended. Kiki Malloy is also open in her stance. She dives into an inside pitch, she's going to get jammed, or she's going to hook it so far foul that it's not even close.
The 2-1 from Jordy. Bounced foul at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Jordy has not even really brought out the changeup or the off-speed yet. And if I'm Tennessee, I'm going to start getting geared up for it, because all she's done is speed them up, working inside. The next step is to slow them down and bring the changeup out, but she hasn't had to use it much. This may not be a bad spot for it here if it's out of the zone. Malloy made her pay back in the first because it caught too much plate.
The 2-2. Line foul off the netting on the right side. What a catch by the security guard. And I always like to talk to those security guards that are on the stairwell, because you are right in the line of fire for a line drive foul ball. The guy down the third baseline brought his glove today.
Smart, ready.
The young lady down the first baseline just caught it off a ricochet off the netting and returned it to play. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Kiki Malloy. Popped up, shallow left field, racing out his line. She's called off by Boone, who makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 third. And Malloy is retired. That's 9 straight retired by Jordy Ball. And as we head to the bottom of the third inning, with OU on top 3-0, Sid Sanders will lead things off. Sid walked and stole a base in the first inning and takes strike 1. And back to work is Orsini. And just a very unique decision by Karen Weekly, Megan Rhodes-Smith, their pitching coach, at least in how much we've seen these players, as Sanders rips one into left field between Pooney and Donahue for a leadoff single.
And right on cue, talking about how it was sort of an interesting call to Orsini. We've seen 2 at-bats so far, because Haley Lee hit the ball well. Pooney made a really good play. Same thing, Sydney Sanders squaring the ball up.
This is only Orsini's 8th appearance of the season. 14 innings, 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, 6 walks. They've used 6 pitchers so far this year, but Pickens, Gottschall, and Rogers have been their go-to. Orsini, Simpson, and Riley White we've seen in limited action. Sooners got to make them pay here. 3-0 now, 4 hits after the leadoff single from Sanders. First pitch to Brito is a little bit low and in. Ball 1.
You wonder if Coach Weekly and Coach Rhodes are maybe playing the let's see how long we can ride Orsini to give our offense some time and not burn Rogers or some of our other pitchers if we're not putting runs on the board. Because you can't score if you don't put runs on the board, and Jordy Ball has taken care of this lineup so far.
1-0 is low and in, 2 balls and no strikes.
But I guess you wonder if they're maybe playing the let's not burn Rogers in case we got to come back through the losers bracket, especially if we're getting shut out through the 4th. Or into the 4th.
Into the 4th. You are correct. Here's the 2-0. That's scooped up by Katsoyanopoulos on a ball in the dirt for ball 3 to Brito. Hear me out. Green light here, 3-0?
I mean, I'm not mad at it. But
pitch pitcher that doesn't have a lot of experience this year.
And you got Burrito at the plate. The All-American.
3-0 is strike one.
There's our answer.
She really wanted to. You could see it.
I like the idea of maybe a little something here, though. Maybe a hit and run. 3-1. Because you know Orsini's going to be around the plate.
3-1 is lifted deep to right field, racing back and making the catch on the warning track. Short of the wall is Taylor. What a heads-up play for Sid Sanders, who tags and takes second base.
That's some base running right there. That is how you play the game. And Sydney Sanders, as soon as that ball left Burrito's bat, she flipped around, found it, and saw Katie Taylor. As soon as she started taking steps back, there went Sydney Sanders back to the bag. Great base running by the sophomore.
Here's Kinsey Hansen. Last time up, Kinsey grounded out to second with the bases loaded in the first. Now with the Sooners up 3-zip, she bats with a runner at second and 1 out. First pitch to K9 is a little bit low, ball 1. I'm going to tell you something. That Tennessee play-by-play guy, he was dead on whenever he told me to keep an eye on a lot of different pitchers today, and maybe even some that you haven't seen. But I don't think anyone could have imagined Orsini making her 8th appearance of the season, as the 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1.
I guess I think I see both sides. I understand it, kind of like what we just talked about. See how many runs you can put on the board. But I also, when you're facing the best, throw your best.
1-1 pitch is low, 2-1.
I don't know. I can see both sides, but
not too shocking either. I guess maybe I should clarify that. It's not overly surprising when you consider Pickens getting the start. She's been one of their 3 regular starters. She started now 16 games this year. Hansen grounds this one foul past Coach Gasso.
And she's got some good stuff. I mean, we were kind of talking about the radar gun from ESPN. Every time I looked at it, it said 74. So either it's broken or she really was, pumping the gun in the mid-70s. I'm not so sure about the latter, but I mean, she's got good stuff. She throws hard.
Orsini didn't like the softball she got, in a rarity. Something you don't see very often, kind of Al Raboski-esque. He rolled the softball back to the catcher. Does anyone else get that but us?
I think it's because of us being from where we're from, but
just throwing balls back to the umpire until he got one that he liked.
I can appreciate it.
Here's the 2-2 pitch with a runner at second and 1 out. K9 lifts one deep to left center field. That laser gets out of here. A 2-run bomb that leaves the yard off the bat on Kinsey Hansen, who asks for noise from the Sooner faithful. Off flex on him, K9. It's 5-0 Oklahoma in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That was a laser.
That was a line shot. And Kinsey Hansen is about as clutch as they come. I mean, coming up in the biggest situations, and she just does it with such composure and poise every single time.
Karen Weekly puts Orsini in a terrible spot. I mean, she is a legendary coach, and she has done an incredible job, and this is a staff that has gotten more about softball than I've ever known. But to throw someone at this Oklahoma lineup, Kinsey's grandpa's getting some love. He's the best. They're about to get a home run ball delivered to them. But Tennessee will go to the pin here. Orsini hadn't pitched since April 23rd, and you throw her into this situation, it will never make sense to me. But I'm happy about it, and it's 5-0 Sooners. An elimination game against Oklahoma State?
I don't necessarily understand it, because you're taking the pressure off of OU right now, really.
Nicola Simpson is it becomes the second Tennessee pitcher that is making their postseason debut. Postseason. She hasn't pitched since May 7th.
That's a towel.
Here's Grace Lyons. She walked the last time up. We'll see if the Sooners can take advantage of this. First pitch to G3 is hammered deep to left field, but it's foul. Oh, Lyons was out in front of it and hit an absolute laser down the left field line.
Not even remotely fooled.
No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch to G3. In a lot of ways, I'll say this, and this game is far from over. This is a very explosive Tennessee team. But it's almost an incredible sign of disrespect that you thought you could bring in a pitcher that hasn't pitched since April 23rd and get away with something here. Kinsey Hansen made him pay. The 1-1 is ball 2. That pops off the glove of Katsoyanopoulos. And it has to resonate in that locker room too, right?
That's exactly where my head went. This is a Tennessee team who is scrappy and plays hard and fights and battles, and they look defeated right now. And it's hard not to feel defeated when you don't feel like you have a chance in the circle.
Here's the 2-1 to Grace, way up ball 3. Really haven't given you the numbers yet on Nicola Simpson, so here you go. 15 2/3 of an inning this season. 7 strikeouts, 6 walks, 12 hits. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
The 3-1 is pop foul behind home plate. The last outing she had was May 7th against South Carolina. She went an inning and 2/3. Her longest outing of the season was a 3-inning outing back on March 5th against Jacksonville State.
Definitely not the calls I thought we were going to see today for Tennessee in the circle.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Got her. 2 away. Well, Simpson gets the strikeout of Grace Lyons, and that'll bring Alina Torres to the plate. Ooh. They call an illegal pitch?
Looks like it.
Yep, they called an illegal pitch. Ball 4. Never mind.
You know something?
That delayed dead ball sign snuck in from the first base umpire, and now they're going to go and chat.
And Mike Burwell, when Grace Lyons, I noticed it, but I wasn't totally sure. He had his hand up as an illegal pitch before the pitch was thrown. So I'm not sure if it very well could have been a time violation.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that call. But watch him in the back on the replay if you've got it. He's got his hand up almost immediately.
Was it?
I think it was a time violation.
Yeah, she was in the, and he did it, and Grace Lyons stepped back and thought, so take away the K. Ball 4, essentially, and G3 is aboard. Here's Alina Torres. First pitch to Torres is way out. Ball 1. Torres, a strikeout victim in the second. We had one of our check-ins that brought up a very good point, talking about Riley Boone being the spark plug, being the energizer. But let's not forget, it was Alina Torres who started that rally on Thursday night. When the Sooners were struggling, she came in and launched one into left center field and got the Sooners going. The 1-0 is a little bit low, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. It's 5-0 Sooners. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. So take me back because it's, did she take too long? Did she not come set? Okay.
So, and we don't see it get called very often. Just like any rule that gets put in, it got called a lot the very first year, and then you never see it anymore, even really when it probably should be called. So she was taking a lot of time, and Grace Lyons was already ready to roll.
2-1 is fouled back. Also, apparently TV and the rules analyst has noted that she didn't wipe her hand after she grabbed the rosin bag as well.
That could have been it as well. So that's probably it.
And that's came right when the fist came
So
out.
that would make more sense. I'm going the time violation. We haven't seen that be called, and I would be shocked to see it.
Kudos to our rules analyst, Jessica Bain, for checking in.
She didn't do it again.
She didn't do it again. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive right side. Through into right field, a base hit. Rounding second and heading for third is Lions. First and third with only one out. It's the 6th hit of the game for the Sooners. And this 2-run third might just be getting started. Here comes Riley Boone.
And Torres taking a pitch that does not have much movement. It was basically a fastball on the outer half of the plate and just sending it right back where it came from. But I love Riley Boone here, just being the spark that we've seen her be. I want to see the Sooners manufacture something here. Score without using the bomb.
Here's Boone. Strikeout victim the last time up. Everything's in play here with the Sooners on top 5-0. Shows bunt. Runner takes off for second. She'll take. They call that a strike or a ball. Easily to second is Torres. Ball one.
I'll say this about Tennessee in this game. Defense, first and third right there. And I know you're down 5-0. You can't just give away runs, but I would expect to see something defensively on the first and third from Tennessee. They're better than that defensively.
Here's the 1-0 to Boone. Foul tip. Strike one. 5-0 Sooners. We're in the top of the 4th inning.
Do you get the feeling playing that Tennessee, defensively, they look defeated? There's no one talking.
It's where you need a leader to step up for him. A 1-1 pitch is bounced foul down the right side. There is speaking defensively, there is a lot of room up the middle here for Riley Boone. Mackenzie Donahue, their shortstop, is shaded a little bit more towards that third base bag and in. Over at second, Rodriguez well over towards that first base bag.
And they're in playing Riley Boone, but they're in for that kind of that prevent defense to potentially get Grace Lyons.
1-2 is bounced down the third baseline, foul.
Because if there's one thing Tennessee defensively knows, they know that on a ground ball, Alina Torres and Grace Lyons are taking off, because that is how Coach Gasso plays it. That's how she's played it forever. And they're going to get in a rundown and make the defense make a play. So this Tennessee defense knows any ground ball to either middle infielder, Grace Lyons is taking off.
The pitch, line to left field, falling fast. It's down. What a miscommunication in left center field. Lions scores. Here comes Torres. She'll score. Riley Boone in with a triple. It's 7-0 Sooners.
Ball was hit well. Should have been a sacrifice fly. But Riley Boone finding a way like she always does to get it done. You knew Grace Lyons was going to score on that had it been caught. But what a mistake by Riley West and Kiki Malloy. Something you don't see defensively from Tennessee. They are a better defensive team than this.
It looked like West may have called off Malloy at the last minute. Malloy pulled up. And here comes Jada Coleman, who is 1 for 2. They're showing Gayla Boone on the big screen here.
At the plate for Oklahoma, center fielder number 24, Jada Coleman.
Here's Jada Coleman. 4.23 average for Coleman. You know what that runner at third means. It's 7-0 Sooners. The pitch, a little bit low. Ball one. 7 runs on 7 hits for the Sooners. Tennessee has gone with the, we're going to throw some pitchers at you maybe you're not ready for. And Oklahoma has responded. Coleman steps out of the box.
Hasn't worked out well. And I think the biggest thing that Tennessee, doing what they've done with their pitching staff in this game, it's bled over to other aspects.
The 1-0 is in for ball 2. And the illegal pitch on Simpson that wiped out the strikeout, she's legitimately doing the same thing every single time. She'll grab the rosin and won't clearly wipe her hand. She has it in her hand now, drops it, and just kind of taps her side with it.
Yes, that counts.
2-0 is ball 3.
And Simpson in this situation right now, getting ready to go through this lineup from Jada Coleman, Jennings, going through the meat of this lineup. You got a feeling that this may be a little bit of a struggle, especially behind 3-0 to Jada Coleman.
Ball 4, first and third for Tiare Jennings. Jada Coleman has reached base twice. Jennings is 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. Her 3-run home run in the second staked the Sooners to a 3-zip lead. They've added 4 here, and time is called as Karen Weekly is going to make her way out to the circle. I don't think we'll have a Love's Travel Stops pitching change because nobody from our view is throwing in the Tennessee pen.
I feel like, especially what we saw with Torres in the first and third, just taking second base like it was nothing. They've got Tennessee, I know I've said it multiple times in this inning alone, they're a better defensive team than what they've shown here in the third. If you're Karen Weekly, you are expecting some sort of first and third play from the Sooners. You've got to give something defensively, and you can't just let her take second base. Tennessee's better than that. Their catcher, Katsoyanopoulos, is better than that.
Michael is in El Dorado Hills, tuned in. Joel Jackson is in East Texas. John is in Flora Vista. And Don Lee checking in from Hastings, Florida. Here we go. 1 out, bottom of the third, 4 runs already in. Jennings digs in with runners at first and third. First pitch low, ball 1. Tennessee went with the freshman Pickens. Tiare Jennings hit one to the moon off him. Then they went with Orsini, who got an out, and now they've turned to Simpson. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Jennings. Fouled out, one straight back. 7-0 Sooners in the bottom of the third inning against the SEC regular season and postseason champs. One ball, one strike. The pitch in the dirt, wild pitch. Here comes Riley Boone. She'll score. Hello, run rule territory. It's 8-0 on a wild pitch in the bottom of the third inning.
Riley Boone fired up as she slides into home, but these Sooners are going to continue to apply pressure, and Tennessee has not handled it well. I mean, you can see it all over everything that they're doing in the circle, defensively. I mean, in Jordy Ball, we haven't seen her in a minute because this inning's been so long, but, I mean, she has held down these Tennessee hitters so far in this game, but talk about absolute control.
The 2-1 to Jennings. Pop foul down the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hal is checked in from Missoula, Montana, driving back home to Phillipsburg, and my buddy Tom Dunning with us. Shocked at this pitching philosophy today. The 2-2 is lined to right field, but Ryad Taylor, who makes the catch. Coleman tagged, waited, and took off and took third. I mean, the Sooners are just toying with them. They're just absolutely playing with Tennessee right now.
I love it. Jada Coleman was so deliberate in taking advantage of a Tennessee team right now that they're defeated. You can see it in everything that they're doing, and Jada Coleman took advantage of it.
Got to keep him down. Got to keep him down. We're going to get a pinch hitter here. Jocelyn Erickson, the lefty, is going to pinch hit with a runner at third and 2 outs. It's 8-0 Sooners. Karen Weekly is out as well. And Katsoyanopoulos is having a conversation. We're going to have a pitching change. Katsoyanopoulos, the catcher, went out and tried to have a conversation about whether or not Jada Coleman left early. They're going to re-enter. Are they re-entering Pickens here? No. They are not re-entering Pickens. Tennessee is going to go to the pin, and they're going to turn to Riley White. TV is holding things up right now because they went to a commercial break. Jalen has checked in from more. All the stars are listening. First pitch to Erickson is in for a strike. Diane's out beyond the left field wall. Brian's in Round Rock, Texas. Elizabeth Bass is on I-40. She was at mile marker 1 when she said this. I hope you're much further on than that now. Wayne Nairn synced up and kicks ball. As the 0-1 pitch goes to the backstop, here comes Jada Coleman. She'll score on the wild pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Erickson. 9-0 Sooners. And that pitch was nowhere close. The second run scored this inning on a wild pitch by the Sooners.
And you got to remember, too, White is probably feeling it a little bit.
Erickson drives one deep to center field. Malloy ranges back and makes the catch on the warning track. The inning is over, but the damage is done. What an inning for the Oklahoma Sooners. They put 6 runs on the board.
What was your legal pitch? Is she not right?
4 hits, no errors / trophy club. Zeta Pooney leads it off. 9-0 Sooners in the 4th. First pitch popped up back towards us, DJ.
I was ready.
It was a little bit too high. Hit off the top. Strike 1. Pooney, a strikeout victim in the 1st.
You get the feeling after a 6-run 3rd, if Jordy Ball can come out and make this quick, that OU's in the driver's seat. They're with a 9-run lead. Who's not in the driver's seat right now? But Jordy Ball continued to stay the path. She's been really good so far.
0-1 is bounced towards 3rd. Big hop for Brito. Throws across, 1 away. 10 straight retired by Jordy Ball. Congratulations to the OU baseball team. The Sooners extend their stay in Charlottesville with a 10-1 win over Army. So they'll await the winner. Or excuse me, that would be the loser, right? I'm getting my sports confused. They'll await the winner of the loser of Virginia and East Carolina. As McKenna Gibson digs in. Maybe I should just stick to softball. The first pitch to Gibson is a strike. Trying to get an update on that second game. There's a second game here tonight. Florida State and Washington should be a doozy. Loser, that has to deal with Stanford. I don't want anything to do with them. Here's the 0-1. A little bit up. What's that clock on the gun? 70? 63. Had a little off that. I'm telling you, I think their gun's off on ESPN.
Agreed. If people are just walking in throwing 74, 75, some people are, but not everybody. But I will say this, Jordy's rise ball has been filthy today.
1-1, a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Kenna Gibson, a strikeout victim in the 1st.
Really be curious, especially up 9-0. Jordy Ball has been cruising in this game. This is not a bad opportunity to maybe get Storako or deal a little bit of experience out here.
Good call. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Way up high, ball 3. All right, so Sooners win 10-1. They'll await the loser of the Virginia-East Carolina game out in the Charlottesville Regional, which gets underway a little bit later on this evening. So congratulations to Skip Johnson and the Sooners. They eliminate my son's school. Sorry. 10-1 was the final score of that today. We'll get an update from Toby in the post-game show. 3 balls and a strike here after a quick little visit to the circle. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 3-2.
Good velocity. That rise ball all day from Jordy has worked through the strike zone, and these Tennessee hitters have not made an adjustment. But The pitch has been outstanding. We saw it the other day against Stanford as well, but that rise ball's working through the strike zone, which is huge.
Here's the 3-2. Hop foul down the right side. Our buddy Jerry Isbell has checked in from vacation with his wife Sherry in Fort Myers, Florida. He tells us that Patty Gasso told Holly Rowe, every game we play from postseason on is the biggest game of the season. We focus on that. On Jordy Ball, coach said she's gone to another gear. Is there a sixth gear? She's found it. That's a great question for you gearheads out there. Is there a sixth gear? 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ball rocks, fires, all 4.
I like the pitch. It just missed up. She was getting the chase from Gibson. Still a quality location, but especially with a 9-run lead, throw strikes, let your defense work.
They're going to use a pinch runner here is Tennessee. Already out of the dugout. I will say this, Tennessee is wearing, they call it their Summit Blue uniforms, which are a celebration of Title IX and the inclusion of women's sports. But they make it impossible to see any number. You would think they would pop.
Tennessee, number 8.
All right, number 8. Thank you, PA guy. Jenna Mosley will pinch run here.
I think I say it every time because we've seen a lot of powder blue uniforms. I get excited. I think they're awesome.
First pitch to Riley West is a little bit in. Ball 1.
Now batting for Tennessee, left fielder number 5.
Really want to see Jordy throw strikes. She's done such a good job in this game of working ahead and throwing in pitchers' counts. And we're starting to see her work behind at times. No need for it. Throw your pitches. All the pressure is on Tennessee right now. Down 9 runs.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to West, who homered here the other night. Misses low, 2-0. And we're going to have another trip to the circle this time. This time from Jen Rocha, who will make her way out to chat with her talented hurler. What's she think? The message is here, DJ.
Throw strikes. Throw strikes and don't try to do too much, but maybe also just kind of checking in, making sure that there's nothing going on as far as finger, whatever it may be. But I think biggest thing here, pitch with a lead and throw strikes, especially as you're getting down. I think we've said it. The 4 through 9 hitters for Tennessee are all sub 300 hitters. So stay with what you've been doing. That screwball that has been so effective in this game so far for Jordy Ball, we're starting to see her miss it low a little bit, which then gives the Tennessee the option, if they can, to lay off the rise ball. So getting back to that screwball and just painting the inside corner.
Pinch runner is actually Miss Susan, who's checked to number 6, not number 8. And there's a strike almost on cue. Whatever Jen Rocha just said, bottle it up, use it the rest of the game.
And there's on the inner half again. She's been painting that corner, and Tennessee has not figured it out yet. Keep going there and make them make an adjustment because they are nowhere near hitting that pitch.
9-0 Sooners. The 2-1 is popped up on the infield. Grace Lyons makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
And there it is. And just jamming Riley West on the inner part of the plate.
And here's Lou, Mackenzie Donahue. And Patty Gasso is going to make a trip out to the circle. Well, she's out. Second trip to the circle, unless coach plans on getting kicked out of this game, which I don't think she does. 3 pitchers came running from the Sooner pen. 1 doesn't have any eligibility left. That's Hope Trotwan. So let's see which way coach goes. It's either Kirsten Deal or Nicole May. And it's going to be Alex Taracco.
He's done all year, but you got to love the confidence that Coach Gasso and Coach Rocha have.
First pitch, swing and a miss by Lou Donahue for strike 1. Who popped out to third her last time out. We'll take a look at Jordy's numbers. Again, if necessary, she can re-enter in this game. Hope you don't reach that point with a 9-zip lead in the top of the 4th inning. Strike 2. Well, Kinsey threw behind the runner. Gibson, or pardon me, the pinch runner over at first. Meeson. Kinsey Hansen wants to throw someone out so badly. You have no idea.
Someone steal.
Someone tried
Someone
to.
steal, please.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Pop foul. Well, I watched Washington and Florida State. We're going to watch them tonight, but I've watched both of them, and those are some teams that'll swipe some bats.
Yes. Something I noticed coming into this inning for Storako, and we have not seen it in postseason. Every time Storako's come in and thrown 5 warm-up pitches, where has at least one of them gone, Plank?
To the backstop?
She did not do that when she came in. Not one.
The pitch. I didn't mean to. Check swing. This has the feel of the Alex Storako we know and love.
But I know that might sound minute, and I don't think it is. We've watched her come in, and about pitch 3 has gone halfway up the backstop. She didn't do that today. And every pitch she's thrown, she's in an 0-2 count, and Donahue looks uncomfortable in the box.
The 0-2 pitch, a little bit low and in. OU put a 3 spot on the board in the bottom of the second inning thanks to a 3-run home run from Tiare Jennings. And then exploded for 6 in the bottom of the third. The 1-2 in the dirt. Good job by Hansen, who again wanted to throw behind the runner at first. And Storako was fired up about that. I think that pitch did exactly what she wanted it to do. She was ahead 0-2. It's now 2-2. 9-zip Sooners. Top of the 4th. 2 outs for Tennessee. Donahue waits. She's 0 for 1 on the day. 2-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 3. Brito is the hype person here as she walks towards the circle.
And you know this defense knows it. That there have been times here in the last few weeks that Storako has struggled, especially with location. So I love seeing Brito enter here.
Ball 4. So the Sooners in complete control. A couple of walks to set things up where I don't want Tennessee to start chipping away at this thing with their offense. Here's Jamison Brockenbrough.
They can. I mean, Tennessee, they've put a lot of runs up in games. I mean, they have. And they're the type of team that if you give them one thing, they're going to take and take and take.
There's a strike to Brockenbrough from Storako.
But I love Storako getting the chance. Just so important to get her some hitters in this environment and let her work through stuff.
Popped up, left side, racing out as Grace Lyons makes the catch on the outfield grass, inning over. Tennessee puts a runner in scoring position for just the second time today. Finally ready in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sid Sanders digs in. Sooners up 9-0. Against the 4th pitcher of the day for Tennessee, and it's strike 1 to Sanders, who is 1 for 1. She walked and stole a base in the first, but the Sooners left the bases loaded in the first inning. Then Sanders led off the 3rd inning with a single and then scored on the Kinsey Hansen 2-run home run. She takes the 0-1 pitch high. Ball 1. So I'll be curious to hear what Karen Weekly told ESPN about her pitching strategy here today. I'm fine with it, to be honest with you.
Agree.
1-1 is way up high.
I'd be lying if I said it didn't have me scratch my head, though, a little bit. Just, you've got to put your team in the best position to win, and I just don't necessarily know if this was it.
The 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3. So we mentioned the last time that Orsini had pitched was April 23rd. Simpson hadn't thrown but 3 times in May and had not thrown in the postseason. Riley White, who's in the game, who just walked, and actually I guess they're going to say a hit by pitch here of Sid Sanders, who will head to first base. Riley White hasn't pitched in a game since April 30th. And now she's out here on the biggest stage against the Sooners, and here comes Quincy Lilio.
And I think that's the biggest thing about it. Not taking anything away from the skill of these pitchers that are, they're talented. They're absolutely talented if they're on Tennessee's staff. But you're putting pitchers in a situation at the College World Series against the number one team in the country, against the number one offense in the country, and saying, go get them. Like, that is the part that I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around.
Well, here you go. Our buddy Doug Hamilton, Richard Martis, Stephen York said that she liked what she saw of the freshman with ball movement. She also said she takes full responsibility.
She's going to have to.
All right, here's Q Lilio. This has been one of my favorite players to watch develop so far this season. Quincy actually leads the Sooners. Well, no, she's down to 500. She was 1 for 1, but she popped out the other day, and she takes the first pitch for strike one. Lilio was one of the players who really wowed during the fall. She had a great fall and then got dinged up a bit at the start of the season. The 0-1 pitch is in for a strike. This is just her 4th plate appearance of the postseason. She's 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. No balls and 2 strikes now to the Oceanside, California product. Hop fouled on the left side. I would say maybe Q has a little way to go to reach the level of the most popular Sooner from Oceanside, Fale View. Congrats to Fale on a great first season in North Carolina. Sid as well over at Duke. Here's the no ball 2-strike pitch again to Q. Line drive towards the gap in right center field, but guess who's there? Kiki Malloy, who makes the catch. Sanders was on her way to second. Malloy makes the catch and throws her out. I think Sanders got fooled thinking that ball was falling faster than it did, and there's quickly now 2 away, and we'll see Sophia Nugent.
And how quickly, because we saw Sydney Sanders really do a good job back in the 3rd, tagging up and taking second base, and then that's just a flat-out base running mistake, and she knew it, but can't get too excited on a line drive. Old rule, you got to freeze on a line. She didn't quite do it.
Well, Sophia Nugent's going to get an at-bat here.
Pitching for the Sooners, number 17, Sophia Nugent.
Nugent, again, another one of the players whom has impressed in increased action so far in 2023, but haven't seen her a ton during the postseason. First pitch to Nugent is in for a strike. Her first at bat in the Women's College World Series. JT Gasso has made it a point to constantly give kudos to Sophia Nugent for her at bat on Saturday against Clemson. Bases loaded when she drove in a run. The 0-1 here. It's the lower edge of the strike zone for strike 2 on the off speed.
And it was something that was easily overlooked. And Nugent has done such a great job in some really big situations of coming in off the bench as that pitch misses in the dirt for ball 1. But she's just been so consistent, and you gotta love it, especially a young player embracing the pinch hitter role the way that Sophia Nugent has done.
And the great story about Sophia is that she played in a men's fast pitch league this offseason. As the 1-2 misses outside, she said it was a different world, both hitting and catching, against the male pitchers that she was going up against. Her dad and a friend had the idea, and JT Gasso was all about it. The 2-2 is lifted pretty deep to center field at the track. Kiki Malloy goes up and takes away a home run. Malloy timed it perfectly, leapt at the warning track, and took away a home run.
I really want to see Stracco go after the 7-8-9 here and just let her pitches work, not try to do too much.
First pitch to Destiny Rodriguez is ball 1. Rodriguez popped out to shallow left field on a nice play by Grace Lyons back in the second inning. That was during a streak of 10 straight retired by Jordy Ball. We owe you Jordy's numbers. There's strike one. So for Jordy, 3 2/3, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and just 1 walk. She faced she threw 54 total pitches, all 2 up high. Of the 13 batters she faced, she really only gave up, I want to say 1 base run, but the 1 hit to Malloy on the 0-2 double to lead the game off. Boy, that seems like an eternity ago. 2-1 is in for a strike, 2-2. It's 9-0 Sooners, top of the 5th inning. Jordy Ball had been fantastic, making way for Alex Storako, who walked the batter but got the pop out in the bottom of the 4th inning, in the top of the 4th inning, which was the best threat that Tennessee had. 2-2 pitch, grounded foul past Karen Weekly in the third base coach's box.
It's a good pitch. And we're seeing it again with Storako. Jordy Ball lived on the inner part of the plate against these Tennessee hitters. Storako doing the same thing. Pitching into weaknesses is what we're seeing these Sooner pitchers do in this game, and they've just done it really, really well. Execution.
2-2 in the dirt, ball 3. Defensive change for the Sooners. Avery Hodge out in right field, and Sophia Nugent has stayed in the game to catch on this cooler Saturday afternoon, though the sun's still beating down on the field. 3-2 pitch. Hard hit ball right side, raging to her left, and making the play is the star, T.R.A. Jennings, 1 away. She throws to first, and here's Julia Kutsoyanopoulos.
Good to
or at
see,
least she's scheduled to.
Good to see Storako, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter, but good to see Storako battle in a 3-2 count and find a way to get Rodriguez. And off the bat, I'm saying, oh, that's routine for Jennings. Because it is, but it's not routine for most second basemen in the country. But Jennings just making something that ranges her out just clicked. That she understood what she was supposed to be doing out there, not that she hadn't all season.
Claire Boutte will be the pinch hitter here, and she takes ball 1 low.
But as if she just felt comfortable. You could see it. And she has brought that with her every time she's been called upon, and she's been called upon in some big moments. And I think I'm with you, Plank. One of the the biggest weapons that this team has.
That 1-0 pitch just missed inside, 2-0. She has a great personality. She is in line to be a star for this team. When you start thinking about the SEC, this is going to be one of the key figures to lead us there. There's a strike on the 2-0.
And she's such a different look than Jordy or Storako, Nicole May. And I will say this, though. You can see the scouting report, because this is a lefty-lefty matchup, and Deal has a filthy curveball. She's still staying inside.
2-1 is popped to left field. Riley Boone makes the catch. 2 away.
I love this for the freshman. Love it.
Here's Katie Taylor's spot. Patty Gasso says, hold up, one more thing. I've got to go say something to my freshman. No?
Nicole May?
Oh, we're going to get Nicole May in here. So I like this. Nicole May hasn't thrown an inning yet. This is going to be, barring anything crazy here, a run rule win for the Sooners. So Patty Gasso is trying to do everything she can to at least get everyone a feel of what this moment and environment is like, stabilizing things after Jordy Ball had struggled at the start. Here's Katie Taylor against Nicole May, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. Nicole May on the season, 18-0, a .82 ERA, 127 strikeouts, 28 walks. This is her 24th appearance and first in the Women's College World Series. Here's the 1-0. A little bit low, 2-0. Taylor on the day, grounded out to short in the third inning. Give you an idea of how good the Oklahoma pitching has been today. Tennessee has only stranded 3 runners. 2-0 is low ball 3. Well, you don't want to put yourself in a position now where you put a runner on base with Kiki Malloy on deck.
And part of the reason I feel like we're seeing sort of this kind of merry-go-round of pitchers, get the nerves out, get the jitters out. I mean, Nicole May's been in this situation before. She's thrown on this field in the Women's College World Series. She knows what it feels like, but there's still adrenaline. There's still jitters, no matter who you are. So give her a second and go through the 9-hole, but really want to see her throw strikes. Because, again, the pressure's on Tennessee to try to extend the game. Just throw strikes. That's exactly what the message was from Sophia Nugent. Throw strikes. Here's the 3-0. Ball 4. In 4 1/3 innings for Nicole May versus Clemson Saturday, she gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. She did strike out 4, but only walked 1.
Number 9.
One of the more challenging outings that she's had so far this season, and now another trip to the circle with Jen Roach. Oklahoma's putting the brakes on this bad boy.
And it's not funny at all.
Right.
But it's almost as if the Sooners are working on things, you know. But again, the fact that they're able to sort of work on things in this setting, it's awesome. It's a testament to what they've done in this game. I mean, they have been in complete control. But really want to see Nicole May just throw strikes, get settled. Because as much as Jordy Ball has been dominant in these 2 games so far, they're going to need the rest of the staff, because it's still a little bit of a long haul to finish this out.
Here's Kiki Malloy. She has the only Tennessee hit. Ooh,
that's a good pitch.
That looked like a really good pitch.
Yeah, that's a strike.
Yeah. Ball 1. Malloy looks back. That's 5 straight balls from Nicole May since she came into the game. Runner at first now, 2 outs. It's 9-0 Sooners. But you have one of the most talented power hitters in the country in the batter's box. May steps off the rubber. A ball and no strikes. Fouled straight back. Malloy had a cut.
I feel like we thought we were going to see offensively from Tennessee has really been kept quiet. And Malloy, I mean, she's got the only hit on the day, but has also put good swings on the ball. There was another one off of May, but she's really the only one that has had good swings.
Swing and a miss at that one on a rise ball that was well out of the zone, and Malloy's going to take a little walk.
This place is just waiting to go nuts.
Everybody standing in Marita Hines North. The 1-2 is popped foul.
Everybody clap your hands.
Standing in the lower level. Standing across the upper deck. Standing in the outfield bleachers. Standing in the radio booth. The 1-2 in the dirt. Good job by Nugent. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tennessee went with an approach in the circle that was risky to say the least, and Oklahoma made them pay. It's 9-0 Sooners with 2 outs in the 5th. The 2-2 bounce to third. Brito up with it. Throws. Ball game. Oklahoma knocks the absolute orange out of Tennessee and run rules the Volunteers and are headed to the Final 4 of the Women's College World Series. And they need just 1 win to return to the championship series and try to make it back to back to back